So the thing about my son's death that really made me change my mind, particularly on legalization, is that we anticipated, this was in 2019, that his death was the result of a supply contaminated with fentanyl. But after the autopsy, it was discovered that there was no fentanyl in his system. And in fact, there was not a lethal amount of any illicit substance in his system. What killed my son is that he used with a friend and he didn't feel well and told his friend he wanted to leave. And when he went outside, he passed out. And it was a night where it got to 19 degrees, which in Southeast Mississippi is really never happened and really cold. And so the people in that house, they had a choice to make, right? We can call 911. Are we all going to go to jail? Because here's this guy, he came over, used drugs, I sold him, and he's passed out in my driveway. So they chose not to call 911. And ultimately, my son died of hypothermia. That is what killed him. So in having to work through that, I had to reevaluate, are the laws that we have in place, and we have a law in place called Parker's Law in Mississippi, which is a homicide law, drug-induced homicide law. Are they helpful, right? If it were more known, if it was more out, and we also had to have a Good Samaritan law in Mississippi, though, right? So ideally, if you call and someone is overdosed on your property, there shouldn't be any charges. But in my thinking, and it took me a long time to get here because, man, did I want vengeance on that kid for not calling 911. But what finally occurred to me is that if we had a legalized, regulated market, my son was probably still misusing drugs. But there would have been a framework where the people that he used with, the people he associated with, understood that they could call 911. They're probably much more likely to have access to Narcan if that were the case. And that my son would still be alive.